Hey, and welcome into the Big Ten Huddle, the channel where we break down the hottest news topics, talk about every Big Ten team, and give real, honest analysis. I'm your host, JR, and in this episode, we're going to be talking about some big news from the world of Penn State football that's bound to have you buzzing. We've been talking about the Penn State running back coach's job, and in fact, on our Tuesday live stream, that Penn State was in talks with DeMarco Murray as a candidate for the running back coach job. Turns out he is sticking with Oklahoma. No shocker there. As we mentioned before, he did the same thing with Ohio State last year. Now, rumor has it the Nittany Lions are set to make a blockbuster hire for their running backs, and it's none other than the two-time national champion, Stan Drayton. Now, this is nothing official yet. This is nothing that's been a done deal. This is just rumors that he is their top candidate, and Stan Drayton is very interested. We're going to get into all of it, addressing the pros and cons of the potential hire. But first, please do like and subscribe. I would love to get this channel to 3,000 subscribers, so please like, comment, and subscribe. Please let your friends know if they are fans of Big Ten teams. We would love to expand our community and get more people to know about the channel. Now, if you haven't heard of Stan Drayton before, you need to. This man is practically as a PhD in running back development. He's been behind the scenes crafting some of college football's most explosive backfields for a while now. From his standout stints at powerhouse programs like Florida and Ohio State, where he worked under Urban Meyer during national championship runs, to his time at Tennessee, Drayton has built a resume that screams excellence. And let's not forget about his NFL chops as well, as he even spent time with the Chicago Bears, proving his knowledge isn't confined to just the collegiate game. This is something I love for Penn State's coaching staff, but as with any big hire, there is always a bit of controversy, or at least a topic of debate. Sure, rival fans are going to bring up his brief head coaching stint at Temple where things didn't go according to plan, because it's the only time it really didn't. Over his course of 3 seasons there, Temple managed to go 9-25 in their record. Obviously, that's not great, but before you write him off, let's just put it into perspective. While his time at Temple as Temple's head coach might have resembled a Rocky reality TV episode, right? It's important to note that when it comes to being a running back coach, Drayton is in a league of his own. Just like how Matt Patricia's time as a head coach for the Lions shouldn't project on him going to Ohio State, Drayton's time at Temple shouldn't project on him going to Penn State. But what those critics won't point out is his track record, right? Coaching players like Ezekiel Elliott, Carlos Hyde, Brian Westbrook, and even the legendary Bijan Robinson, it becomes clear that Drayton's true calling is at developing top-tier talent in the running back room. And with the Nittany Lions backfield already boasting stars like Nicholan Singleton and Kaytron Allen, his hire looks like a match made in heaven. Now, let's break down why his hire is such a win for Penn State. First off, James Franklin, the mastermind behind the Nittany Lions' recent success in hiring Stan Drayton, has always been about making impactful, immediate decisions. Franklin knows that at a program as ambitious as Penn State, there's no room to wait around for long-term development. In his own words, it's about getting the return on investment right away. And who better to deliver that than a coach who spent years redefining his craft with some of the biggest names in college football? Drayton isn't just a position coach, he's a recruiter extraordinaire as well. Remember, this is the guy who's credited with bringing Bijan Robinson to Texas, stealing him away from Ohio State, right? And bringing Cam Newton to Florida, as well as the dynamic duo of Mike and Marquise Pouncey. Names like that are practically synonymous with football greatness. Sure, his head coaching stint might raise a few eyebrows, right? It's what he's done most lately. I get that. But let's be honest, coaching running backs is his specialty. And if you check the highlight reel of his past pupils, you would be looking at a legacy of developing explosive playmakers who can change the game in an instant. Every time Penn State lines up on offense, there's going to be a whisper of promise that these running backs are in a masterclass of ball carrying, cutting, evading tacklers, and taking the ball to the house at any point in time. Drayton's expertise could very well transform the Nittany Lions' already formidable backfield, right? One of the best in the nation, if not the best in the nation, into something even more dynamic. Nicholas Singleton and Kaytron Allen are already the best running back duo in the country coming into the season, in my mind. That's me. That's my mind, right? Just think of this makes that even more solid now. In a minute, we do a deep dive into the playbook. In a minute, we will do a deep dive into the playbook, but let's take a quick break to hear from one of our sponsors. Now, I want to tell you about Home Field. Home Field is your go-to destination for premium collegiate apparel with a passion for comfort and a flair for vintage design. Home Field brings you gear that is both comfortable and stylish. With over 150 colleges to choose from, Home Field digs deep into the archives, uncovering forgotten logos, iconic mascots, and legendary moments to create a one-of-a-kind apparel. Use my code TBTH for 15% off new customers, or my link is also in the description. Just take that link, bookmark it, put it in your URL, web browser, whatever, and then use it anytime you shop Home Field. Help me out. Give me the time. I appreciate it, and I will just keep making videos. So, all right, let's get back to the field. So, what exactly does Drayton bring to the table for Penn State's 2025 season? For starters, his extensive experience means that he's seen it all. He's coaching in the Big Ten, the SEC, and beyond, the kind of background that gives him a unique perspective on both player development and recruiting strategies, and adding to the playbook as well. One more mind for Andy Kotelnicki to be able to ask and get answers from for his playbook. And speaking of recruiting, you can bet that Drayton's network spans the entire collegiate football landscape. He's known for tapping top-tier talent pools and others might overlook, and he's got a knack for identifying raw potential and turning it into pure gold on the field. If we're being honest, and I mean no disrespect to Temple here, Drayton at Temple was like a Ferrari in a trailer park, right? He wasn't going to win there. Nobody can win there. I don't know if anybody will ever win there again. That's just kind of the makeup of college football today, and that's kind of what you get out of a program like Temple. But he is free now, and that Ferrari just drove into Jay Leno's garage, right? With all the other Ferraris and everything in there. Drayton with Singleton and Allen is going to be a beautiful, beautiful trio. Now, let's talk strategy. The Nittany Lions aren't just looking to put together a pretty backfield of, sports cars and all that stuff. They're gearing up for a season that demands championship level execution. With Penn State's schedule featuring heavy hitters like Ohio State and Oregon, they're going to need to be ready for those big games. Drayton's proven methodology emphasizes quick decision making, agility, and an unyielding work ethic. And with returning stars like Singleton, who once were touted as a top running back prospect in the NFL draft, and Kaytron Allen, who's going to have an NFL future as well, the stage is the stage is set for a season where every carry could be a highlight reel moment. But possibly the most encouraging aspect outside of this season is his recruiting prowess. In today's college football landscape, securing top-tier talent isn't just about on-field coaching. It's about building relationships, knowing where to find the next generation of stars, so you don't have to go out there and pay that $13 million, right? You can find the guy who's a little underrated. You can find the guy who will be willing to come to your program for maybe a little bit less. Get that hometown discount, right? Drayton's track record in this arena is nothing short of legendary. He's been instrumental in bringing in recruits who have gone on to become household names in the NFL, and recruits will know that too, right? With his fingers on the pulse of the recruiting world, he's undoubtedly been a major asset in ensuring that Penn State remains a destination for elite running back talent. But let's talk before we're done here. Let's talk some James Franklin too. This man behind this potential game-changing hire. Franklin has built his program on principles of excellence, consistency, and willingness to take bold steps when necessary. His decision-making process isn't just about playing it safe, it's about finding the perfect balance between seasoned experience and fresh, innovative approaches to coaching. And in Drayton, Franklin appears to have found exactly that. With an immediate impact hire like this, Franklin is only further solidifying that Penn State needs to be in every national championship conversation this season. Drayton knows what it takes to win it all. He's been there. He's done that. He's going to be pushing these guys and the rest of the team as well to be dialed in. Every drill, every snap, everything they do executed with precision, and the playbook seems like second nature to these guys, right? So much so that these guys are spitting out plays in their sleep. That's the promise of Drayton's arrival, and a promise that while some critics might try to nitpick, is backed up by years of undeniable success in the trenches of college football. The bottom line is this: when it comes to enhancing not just the Nittany Lions running back room, but also the entire team, Drayton knows what it takes to win a national championship. His extensive experience, proven track record, and keen eye for talent all point to one outcome: a transformed backfield ready to make waves in the 2025 season. Thank you so much for tuning in to today's episode on one of the most exciting potential coaching moves out there in college football right now. If you enjoyed this breakdown, be sure to hit that like button, subscribe to the Big Ten Huddle, click the bell, and so that way you're notified of when other videos and live streams and stuff like that drop. And hey, drop your thoughts in the comments below. What do you think about Drayton's potential impact on the Nittany Lions? Am I being too praiseworthy? Am I, maybe not being praiseworthy enough? I don't know if I could be any more praiseworthy, but we love hearing from you. Until next time, keep your passion burning, keep your opinions loud. I'm JR, and you've been watching the Big Ten Huddle, where we can't stay in the SEC, talk about every Big Ten team, and give you our honest analysis. Catch you next time.